All right, my daily review of the market. All right, today let's see ES, S&P. Yesterday we came down and we touched this support level that was previous resistance here. We bounced off of it. Today we came up to match that peak that we had yesterday after that fake news with Trump came out. We came up just a wee bit above that, which was above the 5 EMA, and we fell down. We didn't make a lower low. We got down quite a bit, but then we closed higher or right at the open of yesterday is where we closed. So I don't know if this would be, if we're going to reverse. It'll be interesting to see where we open and where we get to tomorrow. Is this going to the retracement back to the 5 EMA? Going to be something that's just going to bring us lower. The RSI is under 30. So, I mean, we're pretty down on the RSI. Let me look at the weekly RSI real quick. We're under 30 on the weekly RSI, which is pretty low. Like I was saying Sunday, I wouldn't be surprised if we hit the 200 day on the weekly. It's a possibility. I mean, we don't do it only in severe cases do we do that. So we'll see. We'll see if this is severe enough a case. All right, last night let's see, what did I do? Last night, yeah, I did. I made a quick trade on ES last night. In off hours. I was going to try to do off hours again when it was a little slower. But let's go over this 1 hour. That 1 hour chart, when we first started our day, we were bullish. We were bullish. If I were trading the 1 hour, let's see, let's start at 8 o'clock. Okay, that's the 8 o'clock candle. That green candle, first candle right here is the 8 o'clock candle. If I wanted to play the hour, we had this red candle here. I could have got in if we got over this level, which is this little tight red candle here. Could have got there and then went here, which was the top of the high of the fake news, because we went there. So that would have been a decent trade. Let's see. Then we went lower. We got down lower. We weren't making any higher highs, not even attempting to. So at this point, it's just bullish on the hour. And then this, with this candle, we got a close under the 50. And we also had the bearish cross of the 5 under the 20. The black line under the red line with this candle. And Jesus, we just dropped straight down from that. Because what I would want to see on the 5 minute is a little small, at least a small retracement up. And then at the low of this candle, I'd want to get in and take it lower. Okay, and then we didn't make another low. All right, let's go to the 5 minute. Okay, let's see if I can find the trade I did last night. I just took a bit of a move, a tiny bit of a move. It was probably after 7, so it's probably this move right here. I can't really remember, to be honest with you, but this would have been a good trade. Let's see. I can't remember what I took, but anyway, I took a trade last night on ES and I made $125. So my max profit, and I'm trying to only do 2 trades a day. That profit counted towards today. So I made 1 trade on gold and I made $250. So that was the end of my trading. Let's see if I'm trading off the 5 minute. Okay, starting off today in the morning, we were bullish on the 1 hour. This would have been a beautiful trade. But I had already taken that trade on gold, so I was done. This trade was nice. The green candle right here was the first candle that closed after we went back to the 20. This green candle was the first candle that closed above the 5 EMA, and we made a higher high. So you want to see the retracement back to the 5 EMA and get in at the 5 EMA if you're more aggressive. But I now I'm starting to take it right at the pretty much maybe a little bit lower than the top of this candle that broke out, and take that up to this level. Would have been a good trade. And then we just start going down. We weren't making any higher highs. We're just going down. And then we got the bearish cross with the 5 under the 20 here. And we got a close under the 50 with this candle. So this candle, after we closed, but we had pulled up to the 5 EMA. And this could have been taken. If it got back down below this candle, this could have been taken short. We got close to the 200. Didn't quite make it. And then we went up again. And then we have this red candle. This was a tricky one. Then we have this red candle closing below the previous candle's close and below the 5 EMA. We went back. This is why I like to wait. This was the candle that closed. I suppose if I had got in here at the 5 EMA or got in even here, we did go back down here. So that would have been a decent scalp. We did that before we started heading up. So it would have been fine, actually. But we went back up, and it would have gave you, this could have been a 2-for-1. Because this one could have been taken after this went down. Could have let that retrace back up to the 5 EMA. Got in here and took this short. And you just had to been fast. And got out near previous low. And that little small trade there would have been, let's see, 207. That'd have been almost $500. So, okay, we got a 2-for-1. We got back up again. We got either this candle or this candle, whichever one you like. This candle was fine because we closed lower than the other candles closed. And we wait for the pull up and then get in at the bottom of this candle. And that would have been a good trade. So then again, we went up. We had this. We pulled up, got to the 5 EMA again. Could have taken it right here at the bottom of this candle, and that would have been a good trade. There are a couple of them if you're scalping. Of course, you can trade the hour and just hold. This went up, got down here, and went down. I know I wanted to just trade the hour. This isn't a good time. With the volatility the way it is, I'm not trading the hour. I'm just wanting to get in and out. Again, I mean, there are a lot of opportunities to just go short here. All right. And then on the hour, let's see. Let me see. I noticed something. Oh, yeah. When we hit that 20-day moving average on one of those pull-ups on the 5-minute, we actually hit the 5 EMA. We came up here and we got to the 5 EMA on the hour before we went down, which is typically what I like to see if I'm just trading the hour. I would want to see a breakout candle that closed below the previous low and closed below the 5 EMA. Then I like to see a retracement back to the 5 EMA and take that lower. All right. Okay, let's see. The NASDAQ is probably pretty much the same thing. Not much of a difference. Yep, we got up precisely to the high pretty much of yesterday. And again, we had a higher close than we opened yesterday, which is good. It's not so bad on NQ, but because we do have a low RSI right now. We're pretty oversold. Yeah, we got above the 5 EMA to hit that, and then we just started heading lower. We had a little pop-up at the end. The 1 hour, we started off bullish, same way. Could have got into the top of this 1 hour candle here, taking that long. And then right here, this candle, we had the bearish cross with the 5 under the 20. We didn't have a pull up. We just kept going down with this one. All right. But I mean, you can always look at the 5 after this candle finishes. You can always look at the 5-minute and look for a short setup after that happened. Okay, same as ES. That candle I was talking about to get in after this was this. So we're at this level right here. We got above it, closed above it, had our retracement. This green candle closed above the previous close. We closed above the 5 EMA and try to see some type of retracement and get in the top of that candle. It's the same setup. And then we start making lower lows. And then around this area, we closed below the 50. We had the bearish cross. Had to pull up and take it down to the 200. If I'm trading the 200, typically I like to see a break below this before I would even, a break and close below this. And then we did have a break and close below the previous lows. And we came back up a little and got to the 5 EMA and fell down. So it was pretty much, you know, if you were just looking at the 1 hour, you know that this was shorts. My bias would have been at this point, my bias would just be short. Okay, so that's where we are with the indices, the S&P and the NASDAQ. So it's still wait and see. We did not make a lower low, which is kind of good. We'll see what happens. All right, GC gold. I did a trade on gold this morning. On the daily, gold is pretty much staying at this level, which is previous resistance, and is somewhere near the 50-day moving average. We've getting there and we're working off of it. Today, we came up and we got to the 20 pretty much, the 20 EMA on the daily, and we're starting to drop back down. So we'll see what happens here. It's a possibility. Maybe we'll see if the 50-day moving average is going to hold it up. Is it going to be support this level? Will it hold it up and be support and we go back up and make all-time highs? Or are we going to have a little bit of more of a correction and drop? Let's see. On the hour. Okay, in an hour, I woke up and I saw that this 50 bar moving average on the hour had been resistance. We did not want to get over that or close over it. So let's see, this is the 8 o'clock candle. All right. So I took the trade pre-market actually. And I took the trade off the watching the hour. I saw we went down up to the 50. We came back down and I wanted to get in if we got to the 5 EMA. And I wanted to take that. I figured if I got in here at the 5 EMA, we'd probably try to go back to the 50 EMA. So that's when I got in. As far as the rest of the day, we just went down. This was definitely resistance. We started making lower lows. This candle confirmed the cross, and we had a lower low. We went back to the 5 EMA. We came down, but we have support right here. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a demand zone, but yeah, it's just tight doji candles, 4 tight doji candles. Okay, let's look at the 5-minute. All right, the 5-minute chart I drew out, I plotted out this 50 EMA on the hour so I knew where it was. And when I got in, we had gotten down here. And what I told myself, I said, if we can break this. Now, what I should have done and I didn't do, there was so much momentum that I just jumped in because that's a huge green candle. What I would normally like to do is wait until we have a close over this, a pullback, and then I take it up. But we had so much momentum. We had gotten higher than this level, which was the previous high. We broke this. And I saw we had gotten higher than that level. I just put a limit order there. I put a limit buy order to get in if we got here back again. And we did. It's within this 5 minutes candle. We got over it and then came back to it. And I got in the trade long and it just went in my favor right away. I didn't take the full move as usual. But it wasn't that volatile on gold today because this was... I got in somewhere like 28. I got in at 28. And I got out at 30.50. So I got out right here, which was this level, which can sometimes be considered a supply zone. So I got right out at this so near the supply zone. So that was $250 trade. And I could have got in. I could have got out higher. I could have tried to go for 32, which was closer to the 50-day moving average that was acting as resistance. But I just got out. I just got out. Okay, and then we went down. At this point, I should only be taking longs because our hour looks bullish. So, but you have to keep into consideration that this has been resistance, and it stayed resistance. I at that point, after this was done, I wasn't going to take any more trades, but just paper trading, I would only consider going long if we got above this. I had told myself, even for a paper trade. This could have, if for this, I just like the other one, you want to wait for a close over this before you even get in. That would have been okay. If we got a close over this, I would have been okay with a pullback and getting in long. But I don't think I was even watching at this time. Let's see. So then we had the 200-day that was kind of holding us up a little bit, VWAP, and the 200-day. We had, so at this point, we had our bearish cross on the 5-minute. At this point, I would want to see a close below the 200, and then I want to wait for a retracement. We didn't get that retracement to here. We kind of just kept falling. So we had a retracement up to the 5 EMA. Then we had a close that was lower than the previous close and a close under the 5 EMA. It went back to the 5 EMA, and then that could be taken down short. And could have taken this. This closed below the 5 EMA, went to the 5 EMA, and this would have been a decent scalp. But then at that point, we're making a higher low. So at this, after making a higher low, you gotta think that maybe we're gonna go up a little bit more. And then we find out we got support right here. So in order to get in short, I want to see a close below this. All right, so that's gold. We're at we're not getting lower than this level pretty much, which is that old resistance level on the daily. We'll see what happens. Okay, crude, we're just falling. Crude is just falling. Yeah, we had the little doji yesterday, and the only reason why we had that spike was because of the fake news, and then we came right back down, and today we just got lower. We're just parabolically going down in a straight line. It's crazy. We're oversold on the daily. Let's see on the weekly where we are. We're at 30 on the weekly with crude. And like I said, this was not me picking this level. This was somebody else saying that they think we can get to that 40 level there. And I really don't see any other levels it can get to. But we'll see. That's a long way to go. We're under 60, which we haven't been under 60 in a long time. So we'll see. Otherwise, that's it. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I had the 120. It's not going to show that. The $125 trade I did last night on ES. And I had this, which puts me over my 300 profit. And I did 2 trades, so that was it for me. No more trading. I've just watched and paper trade and continue to learn. So that's it for me today. I may trade tonight, may not. That's it. Bye-bye.